Now, we just talked about a minute ago a little bit about when you started painting. You started in 1991, right?
Around there, yeah.
And what made you start?
Well, I was recovering from 5 back surgeries and needed something to occupy my time. So I watched Bob Ross and Jerry Yarnell and asked the kids to get me a painting kit for Christmas, which they sort of chuckled at that. But that's basically how I got started. And I gave the first one to my youngest daughter, and the last I saw, she still had it in her bedroom. But it's something to occupy my time.
Sure, but there's something to it, you know, to make a quality painting like some of these gorgeous paintings you have hanging in your. What why are you putting yourself so much into it? What is that you love about it so much?
Well, I just love nature and outdoors and spend a lot of time outdoors. Try to get the feeling across to other people that sort of how precious it is, and try to inspire them a little bit to try it themselves, experiment a little bit, you know, with nature and life and everything like that. Try to capture some of the highlights of places I've been, people I've seen, just experiences.
And you said, and you've never tried anything like this before. You're just a fish. You just did fishing and charting and stuff. You never tried anything like this before. And then all of a sudden, you realized you were such an artist. Do you define yourself as an artist?
Well, I don't really know. I just paint. That's you know. Somebody asked me one time, says, "Well, are you done with that?" Well, you're never really finished, because I can pick up any painting I have and add to it. There's always something that you can either take away or add to enhance the painting itself.
Sure. And you told me already that you paint more than one at a time, so you kind of bounce back and forth, huh?
Yeah, I'm working on about three or four now. A couple birds and a landscape. And wildlife is another thing too. Like some of the birds that I do, I try to really capture the delicate structure and the nature of the bird itself in their natural habitat, if I can. But a lot of times I have to take it from a nature book.
Where do you get the ideas for those? I mean, I know that you're saying that, you know, you were out in nature and fishing, but where did these ideas come from?
It's just something I see maybe in a magazine or something on the History Channel, Nature Channel, or real life. If I'm out someplace, I see something that interests me. It's just like a friend of mine's wife was into Holstein cattle, and all of her dishes and bowls and stuff like that were black and white, like Holstein pattern. So I had to paint her a picture with a farm, corn stalks, and cattle, you know, with the Holsteins. And she never really expected that. It was a wedding present that she still has to today.
Right, because it's good art. So, and I was told that you've never sold a painting.
No.
You've never sold a painting, but you've given hundreds away?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, is this kind of been like a Christmas gift or a sentimental gift that you've been doing?
Well, somebody said, "Well, I really like that." Well, take it with you. You know, that's it's a gift. You know, it's a gift to me, so I like to pass it on.
Yeah. And you work with, it's not just the paint that you do, but you do woodworking also. So where did that come from? Is that from your past also, or is that something that you learned before you painting, or something you learned after? Or?
Well, I took woodworking in high school, but I grew up. Well, my dad was a brick mason, and I grew up in a construction business, you might as well say, and I always liked woodworking, but I expanded into things like this table here that with an old sewing machine base, and I make the top and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've done other more delicate things, or harder projects than that.
So people at this show that's going to happen at ArtsaRound, and they're going to see all your art, and what would you say to them about your art if they, while they're looking at it, what would you say? Just
Well, enjoy it. That's what it's there for.
so, I mean, Jim, can you tell me about your background? I know you told me that you were a woodworker, and where were you born?
Born in Portsmouth, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and
In Ohio in all your life?
been in Ohio all my life, and except for military, I was in Fairbanks, Alaska for a couple of years, and that's that's reflected in some of the paintings I do with the mountains and the snowscapes.
Mm-hmm.
Very, I can't even put in words the allness of that whole scene up there. I mean, the whole state, it's just spectacular. And what you see on the History Channel, I've seen a lot of those places, and enjoyed every minute of it. Really did. And after getting out of the military,
What military were you in?
the Army,
How long were you there?
2 years. So got out and never got married till I was 30 years old, and moved up north to Elyria, around that area, and finally got a divorce in 94, 95, and then moved back to Circleville. Been here since. Good little town.
Yeah, you like Circleville? I like Circleville.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to bring friends back home with me, and they always commented on, boy, that's a neat place to live. So they could see why I really enjoyed coming back here. First one was, I think, Alaskan mountains with a lake in the foreground, and some kind of a cabin, I think, with a lake and snow and all that. It was something I remember seeing up there somewhere. Looked up and I looked around, and I thought, I wonder what she see that I'm not seeing. And then I asked myself, I said, how in the hell did I do that? I did. When I looked at that picture there,
Uh-huh.
I actually got
The
up.
green one?
Yeah, I actually got up and walked over and looked at it, and I looked at it and I said, how did I do that? Because it's just a crazy feeling,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I've asked myself about that a couple of times. Just like those paintings of the rain there.
Yeah, these are gorgeous too.
I saw a magazine advertisement for umbrellas or raincoats or something, and that's what I came up with.
And you did two of them, not one.
Yeah, a man and a woman. And I made that frame for that bird over there too. It's part of the woodwork I do.
I'll check that
I
one
think
out.
I've got a perpetual calendar. Yeah, I made these perpetual calendars. I don't know how many of them I've made. Over a couple dozen, I imagine. And that's what I've